The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tracy Shell. I'm Vice President of Marketing and Communications with Down Payment Resource, and I will be your speaker and host today on our webinar, Grow Your First-Time Homebuyer Business. Before we jump in, I just want to review a little bit of housekeeping so we can make sure everyone can hear and see everything okay. So if you can see the title slide here with my photo, and if you can hear my voice, if you will just click the little hand icon that you see up there, it looks like someone giving you a high five. If you'll just click that hand icon, that just lets me know that you can see and hear everything okay. Okay, great. Looks like we got our hands coming up. All right. Thanks so much. So glad you guys could be with us today. We also have with us Fern White, who's an account manager with Down Payment Resource, and she'll also be in the background answering questions, and you can submit those through the chat there right in your GoToWebinar dashboard. So if you have questions as we're going through, feel free to include those, and we will take questions at the end. All right, let's jump right in. Let me make sure we're recording. All right, great. Okay, great. Well, welcome to our webinar. Again, growing your first-time homebuyer business. I'm Tracy with Down Payment Resource, and today we're going to review ways that you can start more conversations with first-time homebuyers using down payment assistance programs, plus how you can be a hero and show your buyers there's help available to overcome that down payment hurdle. We're also going to show you and hear how real agents from across the country are using one of our tools. It's called Down Payment Connect. And they use that to match their clients to down payment assistance programs and also generate email leads. And we are just here to help you connect more home buyers to the down payment help that they need. A little bit more about who we are, our background. Down Payment Resource was launched in 2008 to solve a problem that really drove a lot of people in the real estate and mortgage lending industry crazy. There really was no easy way to find and track programs and really just see what was up to date in their market. So here at Down Payment Resource, we developed an easier way to connect eligible borrowers with hard to find resources, including down payment assistance, grants, mortgage credit certificates, and many other types of down payment help. In short, we're sort of like Match.com for down payment assistance. So now that I've told you a little bit about who we are, I want to take a quick poll. We have a couple of live polls that I'm going to launch here. I just want to see who we have on here today. So first, if you will tell me what percentage of your business is made up of first-time home buyers. And if you'll just, whatever answer comes to mind the quickest, just click what you would estimate for your business. What percentage of your business is made up of first-time home buyers? So anything from less than 5% all the way up to more than 75%. We have about half the audience that's voted. Just hop in there and click your answer, and I'll close this and show you guys the results. Okay, so let's see. All right, we have a pretty good split. Nobody's doing more than 75% of their business as first-time home buyers, but a pretty even split. Looks like a good percentage of you guys are doing upwards to 50%. So that's great. I'd love to hear more about your businesses and what else you are looking at doing. Feel free to submit any other, if you want to share any more detail about the type of buyers that you are looking to serve, you can include those in the comments as well. So we'll get all that. And then also, if you'll just tell me, how often do you work with buyers using down payment assistance, or even like seeking down payment assistance? How often are you working with buyers? So just give us a general gauge there. Are you not doing this at all? Maybe that's why you're here today. Maybe rarely. Sometimes. Are you frequently working with buyers using down payment assistance? Okay, I'll give you guys a couple more seconds here. Okay, let me share those results. All right, so 17% of you are not working with buyers using down payment assistance at all, again, maybe that's why you're here. I hope we can help with that. And then quite a few of you are rarely working with buyers using down payment assistance. Okay. All right. Well, so glad you guys are here today. We are going to jump right in. Okay, so first I just wanted to highlight what we're talking about when we're talking about down payment assistance. So it's actually quite a big range of programs. I kind of like the term homeownership programs because they're all designed to help enable that. But here are some of the different types of programs that we track. This is actually from one of our homeownership program indexes. We track what the type of data. We basically summarize the programs that are currently being tracked in down payment resource. So you can see the majority of those programs are going to be some form of down payment assistance or closing cost assistance program. But there are quite a few types. And these programs are available in every market. Here you can see the states highlighted here are the states with the greatest number of programs. So those are the top 10 states, and you can see, for example, California, 343 programs. You've got quite a few in Florida, 289, but there are programs in every state and every market across the country. And 86% of the programs that we track according to our latest index do have funds available for buyers today. We also track these programs. So we, in fact, we just ran our numbers for 2019, and last year we made a whopping 140,000 types of updates to programs. So the type of information that we update are program guidelines, qualifying criteria, website links, agency contacts, income limits, price limits, DPA benefit amounts, and a whole lot more. So it's really an ever-changing database of DPAs and other types of homebuyer programs. And in short, our handle on this data means you can trust it's up to date and focus on your business. So one common myth is that these programs are only for a small group of buyers, but others say it's a growing market segment. So we're going to take a little deeper look at that. So actually the group of buyers who may qualify for down payment help is actually quite broad. I mean, you definitely have your first-time home buyers. That may be why you joined this webinar today, because it had first-time home buyer in the title, but it's not necessarily just first-time home buyers. So you can see most programs use HUD's definition of a first-time home buyer, which just means that someone who hasn't owned a home in the past 3 years. So you can even see boomerang buyers, maybe people who are currently rebuilding their credit. They're now first-time home buyers again, or they've had some type of different transition, or rented for a little while and now want to be home buyers again. But anyway, even the official definition of first-time home buyer is actually much more broad than many of us, especially home buyers, understand. We know millennials are aging into homeownership, and actually new data shows that Gen Z, that next generation, has even stronger demand for homeownership. And of course, most of you are agents on here today. I don't need to tell you about life events, newlyweds, first-time parents. Anytime you're going through a life event stage, it's a time that you're looking at your housing. So it's just a huge group that are aging into this later than other generations, but it's happening right now. And also there's just a whole host of emerging markets. We see strong population growth and strong demand for homeownership in both Hispanic and Asian markets as well. But we're all familiar with the mindset of first-time home buyers. They want to stop renting, but they typically don't know what they can afford, and they very often don't know that there's down payment help available. So let's look a little bit into the size of the market for this business. So in 2018, we, along with Freddie Mac, commissioned a study that was done by the Urban Institute's Housing Finance Policy Center, and it looked at down payment, credit, and affordability. So this report actually sized the mortgage-ready millennial population. And in fact, they actually used a little bit broader definition than just millennial. It was actually under 40. And it really showed how down payment assistance programs could offer help in this environment, in this home buying environment. So I'll just give you a few highlights from that. These are probably no surprise for you, some of the buyer perceptions. Again, no surprise, down payment is a primary barrier. Many buyers still hold on to that 20% down payment rule, and only 23% were even familiar with low down payment programs. So you definitely have buyers who are just kind of self-selecting themselves out of the market today. So the data from that urban report showed that there's actually millions of under 40 buyers who are mortgage ready. And this was only looking at the 31 of the largest markets in the US. So there's actually more, but this is just a snapshot of this 31 largest markets in the US. So 21 million mortgage ready renters, meaning that they would have the credit characteristics to qualify for a mortgage. And then 88% can actually buy where they live today. And then I also wanted to just highlight the potential impact that down payment assistance could make for those buyers. So as part of this report, we actually looked at real loan data. This is actually 2017 loan data, but we bounced that against our program database and can really see the big impact that down payment assistance could make. So 36% of these loans of 2017 purchase loans, these are real loans, would have qualified for down payment assistance. And on average, on average, the programs eligible for those loans would be 6 on average, with more than $9,000 in a down payment assistance benefit. So that is a huge opportunity that a lot of buyers may not be taking advantage of. So let's get into the tools that are available to you to help you raise awareness and get more of these buyers off the sidelines. So most of you probably found out about this webinar through your MLS. We do work with MLSs across the country. If your MLS provides down payment resource, the way it works is we identify eligible listings in your MLS and we match them to all the home buyer assistance programs. And if your MLS, and again, we are partnering with the MLSs whose logos are displayed on this screen right now. So if your MLS is listed on here, it also means you have free access to Down Payment Connect. That's your lead generation landing page. That's really what we're going to focus on today. And those are some of the marketing ideas I'm going to show you. So just keep in mind, if your MLS is on here, you have lots of tools available to you that are part of your MLS membership. So definitely check that out and take advantage of those. Also, I want to let you know, if you are a member of the California Association of Realtors, you can find more program details and marketing help on the 2 websites displayed there. And these are places that you can direct your clients to that are going to have details on those California programs. And then if neither of those apply to you, we also have a monthly subscription option. There's actually a version for agents and then another one for loan officers, if there are any loan officers on here today. So you can subscribe to this. You just go to downpaymentresource.com/DPC. I will show you a little bit about how that works towards the end. But anyway, just keep in mind, if your MLS isn't listed, that's okay. We still have some options available to you, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, so first I just want to show you guys how to find down payment resource inside your MLS. Again, if your MLS logo was up there on the screen, that would apply to you. So you want to look under external links. This is a matrix integration. We definitely obviously not everyone is using Matrix, but we just wanted to show you an example of how to find that in an MLS. So you want to look under external links, or where else you would find any other third-party tools and links, whatever you would typically do. That's where you want to look. And then you're going to click on down payment resource, where it says down payment resource. And that is going to open up your dashboard, your down payment resource, basically home page. And this is where you can find all the resources available through your MLS. And that circled link, that very first link up there, is sitting there waiting for you. And instead of staff agent, it's going to say your name. Mine would just say FMLS/Tracy Shell. It's going to have whatever your name is as part of your MLS membership. So there's nothing you have to do. The link is there waiting for you. And then we're going to show you how that all works. Okay, you also have access to a whole lot of tools. We won't go over every single one of them today, but it does include marketing resources for your page. That's going to include graphics, social media images, customizable flyers, training videos, case studies, and a whole lot more. And that's what that page looks like, the marketing resources page, and where you can navigate to various help. We also have this fun landing page. It just directs you to a lot of resources for agents, downpaymentresource.com/superhero. So you can definitely check that out as well. And we will send you an email at the end of this webinar, and actually it'll probably come out tomorrow morning. We'll send you an email with the recording and a bunch of these links that we're going over. So don't worry if you're not getting all those down right now. We will send you an email with all those links. We also have a private Facebook group that you can join. It's really for agents and even loan officers who are interested in working more with first-time homebuyers and better understanding down payment assistance and how to market that, how to talk about it with your buyer. That's a group that I moderate, and you can ask your peers across the country for ideas, and people will share things that they're doing in their market. So if you're interested, you can request to join that as well. We'd love to see you over there. And speaking of that Facebook community page, I actually met both of these agents here on in that group. And if you're here, you may actually be able to relate to them. They're both Down Payment Connect Power users, and they're really aimed at serving their own communities well. In Amber's case, she was working with her peers who are young, around her age, had not not home buyers yet. A lot of them thought they needed 20% down. And so she's really focusing on showing them what's possible and educating them. Raul is a veteran, and when he went through his process of buying a home, he realized a lot of people just didn't know how to navigate the benefits and what the process was, or even that there were additional benefits for veterans beyond just the VA loan. And so he really developed a whole education step process that he helps veterans go through, and is really devoted to serving that community. And I'll show you more about how he's using Down Payment Connect on his website in a little bit. Okay, so I want to show you how the Down Payment Connect page really works. So you remember that link that was circled in red, that is your personal landing page that's waiting for you inside your MLS. And if you subscribe to Down Payment Connect, that's something that you'll get via email after you subscribe. And I am going to show you how that page actually works, how it looks. We're going to take you through this live, so bear with me real quick. I'm going to hop over here. Okay, so this would be what the page would look like, what the home buyer would see. So this is really what your buyer would experience. So if they click on that landing page and they're ready to search for down payment programs, they're curious, they're interested in seeing what exactly they might qualify for. So they can click, let's see if you're eligible. And they can enter either a specific street address if they maybe have a property in mind, or they can just do a general search. Most people actually just do a general search because typically it's better to be really figuring out these finance portion before you have your heart set on your dream home. So it's good to just navigate what those options are available in the area that you're looking. So I've already entered some of that. As you type in the area, it will pre-populate and the buyer will just select it. So, put the estimated sales price. Let's see. All right, there it goes. Single family home, put the number of people in the household. You can change that. You can say you've never owned a home. Maybe you did within the last 3 years. There's still programs available, but there's fewer. So you'll see that total number of programs is changing as I'm entering information. You can enter household income. Maybe they're a veteran. That opens up some additional options. You can even click here for even more detail. And again, the more detail the buyer is entering, the more precise those results are going to be. So maybe one of them is educator, firefighter. You can see that added a different program. Again, you can add some military experience, anything like that. So after they've populated that, the buyer will hit get details. But before they get those details, they're going to be asked to enter their name, email, and phone number. And then I'm going to go through the rest of the process with you. I'm not going to fill it out right here. But you see it really just highlights for them what the potential opportunity is, the number of total programs, and how much in help they may be eligible for. Okay, so let me go back over to the PowerPoint. I'm going to walk you through a little bit more in detail. I just wanted you to see some of the functionality and how it worked on a website, what a buyer would experience. So again, this is that first part of the page. They're entering information, and so if they come up, this is where they would enter their name and email to get those details, to get the program details. Again, this is all on your page. It lets them know that someone will be contacting them. And then the buyer gets a confirmation email. So this confirmation email is going to include your information again and remind them of what they searched. And then it's going to give them just some real basic information, but no other details. They get your contact information. They get the name of the program and the type of down payment assistance benefit that may be available. Now, this is what you get. So on the agent side, you get what they search, their name, email, phone, what their search results were, what they searched for, and actually hyperlinks to the program details. So here's the type of program detail that you get on your end that you can then share with the buyer. So you're getting information that includes participating lenders, education providers, link to the flyer, the program provider's website, phone number, and depending on the program, it's going to have the information that pertains to that specific program. And so now it's really time to follow up with your lead. Again, because the buyer, I'm going to go back to what the buyer gets. So this is what the buyer's gotten. And it's letting them know that you're going to contact them about details. So it's a really great conversation starter because they've requested this information and then you have those details. And you as the agent get that lead again. Sorry, this is how your lead comes through. It comes through via email, and it's going to include name, email, phone, number, and anything else that we have to pass along to you. Okay, so that is how Down Payment Connect works from both your perspective and the home buyer's perspective. The next part of the next topic that we're going to dive into is really how agents are using this in their marketing and how they're generating email leads by highlighting down payment assistance and how they're using that Down Payment Connect link to market. So we're going to go through some different examples now, and we're going to take you through some live and some just right here on the PowerPoint. But first, with Kiana, she is an agent in Atlanta. She added her Down Payment Connect link on her buyer's page with some just really basic information about down payment programs. And when they click this graphic right here, it links them right to her Down Payment Connect page. I just realized I want to show you guys one other thing over here. I'm going to show you guys some of the marketing resources. Realize we didn't go through some of the examples, but I want to show you this because you're going to see a lot of these graphics and examples show up in the marketing examples that we go through today. So I just want to highlight some of those for you. We do have a graphics library. We have social media images. different sizes. We have some Instagram images. And again, these images for social media can also just be simply used on a blog post. They can be used on a website, but they are sized appropriately for the social channels. We also have customizable flyers in both English and Spanish. You can download these and actually customize them by adding your photo, your contact information. This can be great for open houses. You can also deliver them digitally as well. We also have some great video tutorials, really short, and just help you jump right in and get started with it. We have some recorded webinars. All right. Okay, I just want to make sure you knew what we had available, because you will see those in some of these examples as we go through today. So again, on hers, when you click on this graphic, down payment money is available, see if you're eligible, that's going to open her down payment connect landing page that the buyer will then fill out. Susan here, she actually iframed her down payment connect link on a buyer's page so she can drive traffic to her landing page, and it also helps make sure her visitors don't leave her website. So she tells us it's been a great way for her to help firefighters, EMTs, and other first responders in her North Atlanta market. So as you can see, it's embedded right in her site. That's something that you can talk with whoever helps you on your website, or you can Google the name of your website or theme or whatever you're using on your website backend with iframe and typically pull up instructions for that. It's just going to differ depending on your website platform. Here's another iframe example with Elite Dreams, and you can see it's much smaller. Our tool is mobile responsive, so it's going to just adjust depending on the space that's available for the tool. And again, the buyer could do a search right there in the form and start to learn which down payment assistance programs are available, where they want to buy, and connect directly with her. Okay, this agent also embedded the Down Payment Connect form in a new buyer's page on her website. And what I like about this is you can see through her navigation, she actually has a specific navigation up here at the top. It's a little faint, but you can see it up here that says down payment assistance. And when they click on that part of the page opens up. And just a reminder, as we're going through this, Fern's in the background and can answer your questions. We'll take those at the end as well, but don't forget to provide any feedback or questions there. So this agent added a Down Payment Connect link and some basic content to his homepage. And this is really kind of what they call above the fold in his homepage. So it's one of the first things that someone's going to see when they land on his webpage, on his website. So it's just a way that he's showing that he's focused on this market segment. It's really top of mind. Okay, this brokerage actually wrote a blog post about down payment programs, and it's text only. It's very simple, has some hyperlinks to just to text on the page. There's not really any graphics involved. I wanted to show you guys this because if you do have a blog, or if you contribute to, say, a community publication, a lot of those are online. They may even have print and online editions, but if you're an agent that provides community information through places like that, or even guest blogging somewhere, you can drop the link to your page in there and just hyperlink text. You don't even have to use a graphic. And one other tip about writing blog posts is to also include the keywords that someone would use potentially searching for down payment assistance. So, for example, someone might search, down payment programs in Austin or Oahu or wherever they are. So whatever market you're serving, use that community name, city name, homeownership programs or down payment assistance programs. So combine some of those terms, and that may help with your search results and showing up higher when a buyer is doing a search for something in your market. Okay, this example is really one of our favorites. Richmond Region Realty created their own long-form educational page on down payment assistance with several opportunities to link to go back to their lead generation page. This page actually combines several different ideas. Long-form education, text linking, graphic linking, video education. It's kind of an all-in-one example. So I'm actually going to show you this one live. So I think it's a little more helpful. So they created their own branded educational video, and they used some of our graphics in the video, but they created their own so that they could customize it and tag it and include their branding. So you'll see Richmond Region Realty is all over their video. So I think that is working really well for them. And folks like getting educated by videos too. It includes additional text and explanations of down payment assistance, what it is, what are the benefits, and then several opportunities for the buyer to link to their landing page. So there's this graphic, but then they also have text link too. So there's no reason why you can't combine some of those. Maybe even A and B tested, see what gets the better result using text or graphics. But when a buyer clicks that, it's going to open to his Down Payment Connect search page and just encourages them to go back to go and see what's available. Again, here's another text link to it. He also used some of the graphics. And also this graphic links directly to his page, but this is a social media graphic that he just used on his website, so that can work as well. So you can definitely take those and be creative and see what's going to work for you. The owner of this page, Ronnie Burnham, was actually featured in Inman News for his successful Facebook campaigns using his Down Payment Connect. So he ended up getting, about a year and a half, about 175 leads during his campaigns using Facebook, mostly through Facebook ads. And then what he does is when the leads come into him via email, he gets that buyer's name and email address, he adds them to his drip marketing campaign so he can continue to reach out. So maybe they're not ready to buy now, but he adds them to a kind of future buyers or leads or lists like that, so he can be sending them educational information throughout the year. Okay, our next one. This is Raul's website. Raul was was the veteran that had the quote earlier in the presentation, but this is his website, readyfrontrealestate.com, and this is content that's under a for buyers page, and so he actually has different steps that they're going to go through. You can see that with some graphics and videos. But what's so great about this is that step one is really assessing what down payment help may be available for that buyer. One of our goals here at Down Payment Resource is for down payment assistance to be a part of every first conversation that a buyer has with their agent or lender, just like you would discuss getting pre-approved or pre-qualified. So really love the way ReadyFront has helped connect the dots for these buyers and really positioned it up front. And when they click on this link, it goes to his Down Payment Connect landing page so that they can search for those resources. Okay, I'm going to hop back here. All right, so this is Raul again, and I wanted to highlight one of his social media campaigns. I thought this was a great way to implement a campaign that could, you could actually make this last a whole quarter if you wanted to. But it really kept him posting and kept his folks engaged on his site. But essentially, he just decided to come up with the top 10 homebuyer questions, and then he answered those questions by video. We know video is often rewarded on Facebook and other sites, so it's a great way to get more eyeballs and engagement on your page. But he answered one question a week in a video format, and then he posted it on his Facebook business page. Down payment assistance was one of those topics, and the call to action was his Down Payment Connect landing page. So when they clicked there, they could watch this video. I think they were like a minute or less. I mean, the answers were really short, really simplified information, and then invited them to either contact him, send a message, or link over and go to his Down Payment Connect search page. So here's another Facebook business page. This is Minnesota-based Barker Hedges Group, and you can see that the actual name of this Facebook page is Minnesota First Time Homebuyer. They actually have a website with the same Minnesota First Time Homebuyer, but that's kind of something that you could look into too in your market. See what domain names are available that would connect buyers to down payment help in your area. So they don't even have their first time homebuyer page doesn't just say Barker Hedges Group. It actually calls out the target market that they want to work with. And this Facebook page is entirely dedicated to serving first-time homebuyers. So they have lots of explainer videos where they answer questions about saving for a down payment and down payment assistance. And they even highlight a few local examples. And then everyone's directed back to that Minnesota first-time homebuyer website where they can search for programs. And if you have really good eyes, you can see in that post that's highlighted there that they're highlighting a success story on social media. And many of you may be taking photos with new buyers, especially first-time home buyers. But don't forget to ask them if you can actually talk about down payment assistance, or if they use some type of program at all, if you can highlight that and share that information. You can see they did that there in this post, and it helps buyers see what's, it helps other buyers see what might be possible if somebody else was able to achieve homeownership and get the help that they needed. Maybe they can too. So see what other specific information your buyers are willing to share. You might be surprised. Some people may not want to, but if they're open to it, it's a great way to again encourage new buyers and help show them what's possible. And I think people are just more open today and want to help others as well. So it's just something to ask your buyers, and just really think about case studies as a great thing to leverage, especially on social media. We all know that. And again, back to Facebook videos. This is back on that Minnesota First Time Homebuyers page. So one of the topics that they highlighted was how to find a lender that offers down payment assistance. So, he's an agent, and he's explaining how they work with participating lenders and how to find those, and that they can help connect you. So that's something else too. You want to highlight that process and position yourself as a guide to that home buyer. Okay, I think I have this one I'm going to show you live as well. This is a real estate broker in Seattle who has a section on his website called Advice for Buyers, with a special down payment assistance page. So again, you've got some of that content, and some people have a theory of instead of just putting the search tool, they have some like lead into it, because you can see the search tools then iframed on here. But he's got other content leading up, and some graphics and some other places to link. And that is just helping the buyer understand, or kind of prepping them for the search. So for a lot of people, they do want more information. We know, especially younger buyers today, and really just consumers in general today, they want to do a lot of research before they engage a professional. They almost always will engage a professional at some point, but if you can be the one that helps educate them along the road, you're going to be much better positioned to be there when they're ready to take action. So I thought they did a nice job with this. And then it's embedded right here, and the buyer can search and get details and stay right on their website. Okay, I'm going to show you, let's see. All right, sorry, I'm going to show you this one live too. This is a really recent example, and I think was really creative idea. This is an agent in Indianapolis, and this is the landing page that she set it up. She basically went out and got a Wix landing page. I mean, you could You can do a landing page on many platforms, so just definitely do your research there, but that's what she ended up using. And some of you may actually have access to landing pages through other services that you use. So definitely inquire, if you have landing page capability available on some other web tools that you may already be using. So she created this landing page, and it's a landing page that a home buyer gets before they go to her form. So what's interesting about this is that in order to see if they can qualify, she is collecting their name and email before they get to the form. So then when they submit their name and email, they would hit click here to see if you qualify, and it would open to her page, to her search page that looks like, this isn't her page, but it would look like that. It would look like that. The cool thing about this is that she is actually capturing 100% of the names and emails who actually even want to see her page and go to that page and start that search. Now, if they can also submit their information after they complete the down payment program search, and then she has even more information, but someone may click on here, not fully complete the search, and she can remark it to them and say, oh, hey, don't you want to finish searching for that down payment assistance? And so what Marilyn does is she uses Facebook ads to drive her leads to this landing page. And she says it's worked better for her than any other of the lead generation tools that she's tried. She's really excited to get motivated, good leads that are kind of warmed up because they've gotten this valuable information. But I love the way she got creative and really wanted to ensure she was collecting as much information as she could. This is an example of one of her Facebook ads that she did. And you can see it links directly to that landing page. She uses the same image. That's a great tip. That makes people realize, oh, hey, I'm in the right place. It's a good visual cue for them. And let's see. And I love this quote from her. She really figured out how to maximize her landing page, and she's getting good leads, and they're responding and interested. So I love that. I love that it's really worked for her. We actually have a full case study on what she did, and we will send that to you when we send you all the follow-up information from this webinar. Okay. All right, Instagram. We do have Instagram images. This is one of them. So this is an example of just an Instagram post. This would be, you can use these images wherever, in stories, on regular in the feed post, however you'd like, but I just wanted to show you an example of what that might look like. Here's another Instagram post. You can see they're using lots of hashtags. I would say if you're going to be on Instagram doing this, use your local community hashtags. See if you can, tag maybe the local town center, whatever. You might want to do, different posts for different communities that you serve. I know a lot of, locations and cities and communities may repost other businesses that are doing things locally. So I would say if you're using Instagram and using posts in this way, hashtags are your friend, and be as specific as possible. You maybe even want to call out a few program examples. That's always a great idea. So I also wanted to show you how a tool called Linktree, it's Linktree. It's just a free tool you can use with Instagram, and you can actually create a direct link to your landing page. So this is an agent I met at an event recently, and she was showing me how hers works. Let me get back to this. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to show you the differences. So on a post like this, you can say link in my bio. Well, Instagram only gives you one opportunity for a direct link, and it's a link in your bio. So you could literally just have your landing page be that link in your bio. But I'm going to guess that you have lots of other value and places that you want to link buyers to. So in that case, Linktree can be your friend. You can see in this example that she has, schedule a free consultation, find your dream home, download my free app, find out how much your house is worth. don't use your own money, get down payment assistance. Well, when a buyer clicks that one, it opens up her Down Payment Connect landing page. So bottom line, you can use Linktree to set up all these different paths, and then your link in bio becomes your Linktree. Anyway, you can check out the service more, but that's a solution that some agents have found helpful. Okay, so this is these are Instagram images that we have available. We have a whole suite there, lots of different options, and you can also use those on your website too. Okay, and so before we start opening up to questions, I want to go over a few final ideas and recommendations, and then again we'll open up and take your questions. So if you do think of some questions as I'm going through these final few slides, get those in there, and Fern will be taking a look. So in my role here at DPR, I do speak with agents across the country regularly and loan officers, and learn how they're using our tools and working with first-time home buyers. And so I just really wanted to share some ways that you can use Down Payment Resource and Down Payment Connect, that lead generation landing tool, to start more conversations with new buyers. So I'll go through these quickly. So firstly, real simple, add that link to your email signature. We see a lot of agents and loan officers do that, and use our graphics. And it's always front and center, and you won't forget to share it with someone. When you are running an open house, follow up with attendees and raise the topic of down payment assistance. Also, when you're running an open house, you can run a report and see what programs that home qualifies for. You could print that out. You can make a little flyer with that detail. You can highlight the potential down payment assistance that's available. So there's lots of things that you can be doing at your open house using some of the marketing tools that we have. And if one of your, and then that's basically my third point too. So market those eligible properties with program information. So, if that listing's eligible, you can market it as such and, have that available at open houses. Facebook ads, we saw a few examples of those, but they really allow you to target your specific market, and they give you great reports on the number of clicks, views, and all sorts of information. It can also help you test your audience's interest in types of content. So it's definitely one of the more effective ad strategies that we're seeing agents use. I mean, it may not be a surprise to you, but just think about how you could use down payment assistance as one of those topics when you're doing those ads. You can add Down Payment Connect as your Instagram profile link, and then we also went through how Linktree works. So again, don't forget about using Instagram. And then also, you can also do Instagram stories as well, and you can archive those into highlights. So there's lots more that you can be doing on Instagram that you can point people through and test out. And if you are doing on there, I'd love to hear about your experience. We're always interested in hearing about new examples and ways people are using social media platforms. We're definitely seeing more interest in use in doing that today. Educational content on your site is a great plus. As I noted earlier, buyers are doing more research in advance, even though they will most likely use an agent. So use those keywords like down payment help and your city name. So buyer, think about what a buyer is going to search online. Maybe even ask a couple of your clients, what would you search in this case? Do a little market research too, and just see what real folks would use, and then start using those terms in your content. You could consider adding a first-time homebuyer section on your site. Many agents have a for buyers page, but maybe you really want to speak to that audience you want to reach. Use new buyers or first-time homebuyers, something like that, and then provide that education path for them. Explainer videos. That could be a great strategy to use on both your website and social media, and can add a lot of value. We know everyone's busy today, and those videos make it so much easier to take in information And there are so many ways to record and easily edit today. So it's something that you could test out and try. And also, don't forget to reach back out to your target audience through ongoing drip marketing campaigns. So again, some of these buyers may not be ready, but by sending them valuable information, connecting them to other homebuyer education or resources that can help, you'll be top of mind when they're ready. So as those email leads come in, I mean, we're not a CRM, but we would recommend you put them in some kind of email list, CRM, regular touch base, so that over time you are continually in touch with them. And finally, leverage the experts available to you. Remember, you don't have to be the expert in down payment assistance to start these conversations. You can definitely lean on your HFA partners, that's those housing finance agencies that administer the programs, and lenders, those participating lenders. You want to partner with them, and they're going to want to partner with you, and they are going to want to do a good job and help you. So definitely leverage those experts. So here are a few tips. You can find the participating lenders for each program in the program details section when you pull up that information in Down Payment Resource or in Down Payment Connect. Develop partnerships with more participating lenders and ask the lenders you currently partner with what programs they're eligible to work with. So this doesn't have to be about limiting your scope. Just think about, write down a list of the loan officers you're currently working with and make it a point to just ask them in the next week or two, hey, what down payment assistance programs, if any, do you do? I just want to know as I have, potential leads come through. And if you see some gaps, that's a great opportunity to leverage, create some new relationships and people that you can trust to manage the details with that process, with you doing a down payment assistance loan or program. Also connect with your state and local HFAs, nonprofits, and even local employers to find out what resources they might offer for agents and what classes they might offer. So some agencies, again, the agencies want to get the word out about their programs, and they know through agents is a great way to do that. So contact your state and local HFA and again, see if they have any educational programs, classes, marketing materials, anything that they would offer you as an agent. On your website content, blog, and social media, you want to highlight information about local programs and use those keywords, or even just get to know one or two local programs that you can use as an example. You don't have to be the expert on every single program, but just understanding the ins and outs of a few programs so that you can highlight those as examples to buyers can really go a long way in both marketing and just when you're speaking with them about those opportunities. And you also might want to consider taking a first-time homebuyer class to get content ideas for first-time homebuyers. See what they're learning about in your market, what they're interested in. It might have been a minute before you were in a first-time homebuyer class, and it's a good chance to just find out what buyers want to know about most, and how down payment assistance might fit into that. Okay, so I just want to remind you about, we are going to jump into questions here in just a second, but again, here are MLS partners. We do have these get started videos. We'll send you that link so that you can, basically in 4 minutes understand how to find your link and start using it. It's going to summarize a lot of what we talked about here today. And then for those of you who didn't have their MLS listed on this page, so if you don't see your MLS listed here, and you're an agent or loan officer, I do want to invite you to go to downpaymentresource.com/DPC, where you can find out about how you can subscribe to a monthly service that provides a personalized lead generation landing page, that down payment connect page that we've seen, and how you can get traffic and leads to your page. And then we do have some additional solutions for loan officers for Down Payment Connect. So there's 2 different products there that you can take a look at. And this is a little bit about what that looks like inside a Down Payment Connect. So it's a similar dashboard to what's in the MLS. But you'll see this has a little bit more, there's some reporting and eligibility lookup, and a directory that's for loan officers. So you'll see there's just a little bit different capabilities depending on what subscription that you have. So you can learn more about that there, again, at downpaymentresource.com/DPC. Okay, we also have some great reports you can download at downpaymentresource.com/reports. And there's our contact info at downpaymentresource.com. And oh my gosh, we only have 5 minutes left for questions. So I'm gonna open up that now, and